he's dealing with settle. Speak. Let me know what you feel.
Shut him down, Allie. Shut him down for the remaining of the season. Let's be real. This Warriors team.
And we all know these guys. They're on again, off again. One minute they're supporting each other, the next they're throwing shade or sneaky shots. But here's the thing. Big Perk has some thoughts on the lack of production Draymond's been giving the Golden State Warriors lately. And honestly, we've seen it before. Whenever Stephen Curry is out, Draymond often struggles to carry the load. Leading into the All-Star break, he did have a solid game against San Antonio. 17 points, 8 assists, 12 boards. He also played well in the Memphis game before that, a 1-point win, putting up 14 points and 2 steals. But before that stretch, he had multiple single-digit scoring games, 3 in a row leading up to those performances. A couple of games prior, he even went scoreless. And then against Boston, 0 for 7, 0 for 5 from deep, 0 points, 2 boards, 3 assists. Perk had plenty to say about that. Here's what he said.
Soreness that he's dealing with settle. Speak. Let me know what you feel.
Shut him down, Allie. Shut him down for the remaining of the season. Let's be real. This Warriors team is not going anywhere. Draymond Green, I don't know where his mind is at, but it's definitely not on the game of basketball. He looked horrible last night. Shut Steph down. Let those guys play it out. See what guys fit. See what guys are going. Right now, I would let the rest of the Warriors team outside of Steph play this season out and audition to see if if they want to be here. How do you want to be here? By performing at a high level. But this offseason, because I'm skipping, shut Steph down. But this offseason is going to be probably one of the most important off seasons of this franchise since Steph has been a part of the franchise, because they need to go out. Mike Dunleavy has to do his damn job and make sure he go get the pieces so that Steph has a legitimate shot coming into next year to compete for an NBA title.
Going into the All-Star break, everybody's like, oh my God, man, Draymond turned back the clock. Draymond played great. And then one game after the All-Star break, you have a rough game and this guy goes, I don't know where his head at, but it ain't on basketball. You're not allowed to have a bad game anymore. Yeah, Perk, you never had bad games. We seen you play, big fella. We got your clips of your screen setter. We got clips of your jump shots, Perk. You played, Big Perk. Careful, man. We can start pulling clips now, Big Perk. Now, what I will say is this, because y'all know I'm always be honest. Man, them dog days, that last 3-4 weeks before that All-Star break was tough. Felt like the little cartoons there. Doing like this when they get hit so the kids can know they dizzy. That's how I felt. It's like the end of the world when you have a bad game, and then these same people, you have a good game, and then they be like, yo, did such and such and such and such. So be careful listening to this stuff. But yeah, shout out to Big Perk, man. You played, big dog. You know how it goes to have one bad game. I can promise you, Big Perk, I ain't where you was at the end of yours.
Now, making an observation. Kendrick Perkins was obviously a solid defensive player, right? Big for the Boston Celtics, big for the Oklahoma City Thunder. That was always his calling card. And in a way, they're similar. Both considered defensive anchors for their squads. Draymond, though, took on more of a facilitating role offensively, but he was once a more capable scorer in his prime. A lot of times when these star players go out for the Warriors, Draymond's value to the team dips. He loses his edge without Steph on the floor. And you can't put all the blame on Draymond. He's been who he is this whole time. Pivoting from that, Steve Kerr hasn't really developed the young guys like Jonathan Kuminga and even James Wiseman. Sure, people ask, where is he now? Or what did he do with his chances in Detroit? But you've got to see the bigger picture. They had already drafted Jalen Durant and invested in him. Opportunity matters in the NBA, and if a young player blows that first shot, recovery isn't guaranteed. So I'm not sure you can blame Draymond. He was never going to suddenly step up and become someone else overnight. I don't know, maybe 20, 25 points if needed. Take a player like Dylan Brooks. He can step up and score in the 20s when necessary. Draymond? Not really. This comes up in conversations about overall value. Who's the better player if we look at what's required for the Golden State Warriors to win during their prime? Other players might not provide the defensive versatility, toughness, and playmaking that Draymond brings. Steph is a player. Clay is a player. They thrive moving off the ball, and Draymond's skill set, honed under Michigan State, complements that perfectly. Sure, there are better standalone players than Draymond who might never win a championship. Kendrick Perkins points out that Draymond isn't built to shoulder the offensive load. 14 points a night can't always be counted on. And these days, Draymond's scoring output is even further from what it once was. That's fine. He's already won at a high level, and all good things have their cycles. Perkins has even talked about shutting Draymond down for the rest of the season and rebuilding around Steph. Whether that's feasible is uncertain. Rumors about LeBron James possibly teaming up with Draymond are leaning toward a Cleveland farewell tour instead, maybe for a documentary. Bottom line, Steph's championship window depends on how he navigates the next chapter, with or without Draymond stepping up offensively. Golden State's era feels like it's winding down, and that's okay. Look at Kobe Bryant. He accepted his fate and chose to finish his last season with the franchise he loved. There's honor in that, winning with a team and going down with the ship, especially after a dynastic run. Fans remember that loyalty forever. Now with Draymond Green, the conversation shifts to his offensive struggles, like the ones Kendrick Perkins highlighted. Do you judge him solely by points and scoring, or do you value the intangibles he brings, defense, facilitation, leadership, that can't be measured on the stat sheet? That's the debate. Offensive numbers versus overall impact. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.